Hey, what's going on? Ryan here with Intersection Records, and we're talking rock stars. What makes a musician who performs live a rock star? And is it necessary to be a rock star? If you're performing, whether it's at the open mic, and maybe the open mic example is not the greatest example, but you're getting paid to play. You're playing the bars. It's Friday night, it's Saturday night. People are paying the $10 to get in or more. What do they want to see? They want to see good music. But if they see good music and they see a rock star doing what rock stars do on stage, does that make it better? Do we want to be taken away into a fantasy land? And is that what we love? One of the reasons we love about rock. I think it is. I'm going to tell a story, and of course the internet's a good place to tell a story that's embarrassing, right? Because nobody's watching this video right now. When I was a kid, when I was 6 or 7 years old, probably more like 8 or 9 or even 10, I had grown up seeing, my dad had showed me who Elvis Presley was. And I knew who the Beatles were. And as I got a little bit older, I knew who David Lee Roth was and Roger Daltrey. And I'd go into my bathroom, take my shirt off, right? Splash water all over my chest and face and hair, and take a comb and have the music in the bedroom going, and I'd act like I was a rock star. And a couple times my twin brother Russ would come in, and I was embarrassed, because I'm acting this part. I'm acting out this world. And we laughed about it, I guess, over the years. But what makes me want to do that? And maybe you know a little bit of my story. At 35, I started playing guitar, and I'm in a rock band. I'm a lead frontman, guitar player in a band called the Lords of Insanity. There's some videos on this channel that maybe they aren't that great, but I put them on just to have on. And most of the videos I have up there are private. They can't be viewed. I connect with an audience. That's my job as the front man of the band. I feel like my role is to look not only out and project, but to look at every single person that's in that bar and try to connect with them. And for me, that works. I feel like I have to do that. I'm not up there to show you how good my voice is, because it's not very good. I'm not up there to show you how good of a guitar player or harmonica player or piano player that I am, because I'm not all that good at any of those. But I can connect. And is that combination of some talent musically and connection, does that make for a better show? I think it does. And by the way, I don't wear sunglasses on stage unless it's a daytime show. And I can't see very well with these on right now to read my notes that I made. So I'm going to take them off. I made some notes on what makes a musician a rock star. Because I think we want that rock star. I think that's what we go out on a Saturday night to see. We want to see the guy that you want to be. In your wildest dreams, don't we all kind of want to be a rock star? I don't know. I do. Anyway, subscribe to my channel, like these videos. We do shows every single day. Let's talk about this. Being a performer is more than just stepping on the stage with a guitar and a microphone. This isn't a recital. This isn't a classical music recital where it's appropriate to sit down at a piano and let the music speak for you. You got to have charisma and presence. You got to get up there and you got to be confident. How do you become confident as a musician? Knowing the music, knowing it so well, inside and out, that you can be confident because you know that you're sounding good. Know the material as best as you can. Try to be in the best possible physical shape. I've been on shows and I carry weight. I'm 50. Try to be in the best physical and mental state you can be in. What's that mean? Try to take care of yourself a little bit. If you're going to be up there, you want to look good, you want to be a frontman in a band or a guitar player, drummer, it's a physical 3-hour show. We do 3-hour shows, play 40 songs. Takes a lot out of you. Don't be hungover. Don't get drunk. Michael Hutchins once said, be elegantly wasted. Can you be elegantly wasted? Yeah, I think so. I played with the guys that are real good at the drugs and alcohol part, but they're not real good at the other part that's the most important, which is performing. Stage presence. Pete Townsend. Jimi Hendrix. Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye wasn't jumping off the speakers, but he had a suit on. His hair looked good. He owned it. Even Jim Morrison didn't do a lot of running around. Contrary to the movie. Watch live at the Hollywood Bowl sometimes. He's crooning, but he looks good. And there's presence there. You can't take your eyes off Bruce Springsteen. Interaction with the crowd and your bandmates. Interact with the crowd. Look at people. Smile at people. Get in your bandmate's face. Share the mic with your lead guitar player. Share a mic and do the Steven Van Zandt thing. Smile, laugh. It's contagious. Humor. Be funny, but don't get too cute. You're not a stand-up comedian and you're not there to talk too much. Recognize the crowd, they're there. Be nice. Don't think you're too funny. It's never too late to shut the F up. David Lee Roth, one of the great performers of all time. Later in his career, man, he thought he was funnier than hell and thought he was a vaudevillian, stage guy with glitter on, and it didn't really work. But God, he was great in the 80s, wasn't he? Looked the part. No baseball caps. Maybe it's appropriate at some sort of tailgate situation and it's an impromptu. You're hitting the stage with the lights and the fog. Don't wear a baseball cap. No freaking polos. Don't tuck your shirt in. Pull out your fancy garb. Pull out your cool shirt and button it down a little bit. Put on a scarf. I mean, you don't want to look cheesy. You better be good if you're going to put a scarf on or a cape or something like that. You better, now is the time to do that if you're going to. We watch music and hear music with our eyes. We want to see that guy that looks cool. But you better be good if you're going to look cool. I wear a black t-shirt and jeans. That's my look with Converse or some sort of tennis shoe on that's dark, maybe some boots, or maybe a black button up. That's my look. Don't be ordinary up there. Don't wear a freaking baseball hat. Control your audience. Prince, The Boss, Freddie Mercury. Make eye contact. Engage the entire crowd, not just your friends in the front row. Be proud of your performance. This is your time to shine when you're on stage. Know your role. Control your role. If you're the guitar player, know those songs inside and out. Play multiple instruments if you can. Sing your backup parts. Again, that's so important. Knowledge of the material. No freaking iPads. I've seen great singers in bars with freaking iPad as a standard stationary thing. I've seen guys with a phone getting paid, looking. If you don't know the material well enough that you have to look at a phone or an iPad to read the lyrics, tell me you're not reading the music too. It's pitiful. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't be a singer in a rock and roll band if you don't know the words of the song. We'll do 40 songs. There'll be 3 songs every time that I don't really know the words to, but I will make them up, and you will not be able to tell that I don't know those words. I laughed to my buddies, my bandmates, about dude, I didn't. Or you forget on stage. We're all going to have a mind fart on stage and forget chords, lyrics, know the material. We're also not professional musicians. I have a day job too. Know it as well as you can. Ability. Not everybody can play like Jimi Hendrix or Eddie Van Halen. But you can play to the best of your ability by practicing. Give it 100% at the show. It's admirable and honest to just play to your ability the best you can. There's nothing worse than a guy that doesn't play up to his ability and could have shown up better. I'm not going to get up there and finger tap and do all these things that people do. I can't do this stuff. But I can know my chords, and I don't just play cowboy chords. I can play here, and I can sing and play those songs. And you want to do that. Moves. Don't be stiff up there. Don't be looking bored up there. You know, if you're bored, expect the crowd to be bored. Okay, the audience is gonna be bored. You know, James Brown wasn't boring. Prince wasn't boring. Throw some shapes. I watched the film Line It, a bass player, lead singer of Thin Lizzy documentary, and they talked about Phil getting more confident in throwing shapes. What does throwing shapes mean? Throwing shapes is when you take a solo and you're doing this, or when you're singing and you're standing like Elvis or whatever. That translates to the people in the crowd. You don't want to overdo it. You don't want to jump off of an amplifier and split your pants and fall over and look like an idiot. But you can still look cool. Take your solo with a little bit of something going on with it. Throw in some moves. There are guys that don't do that. Jerry Garcia doesn't throw shapes, but he's Jerry Garcia, and he can trip your mind out just by that music. Roy Orbison. My dad took the family to see Roy Orbison in December of 1984, and he laughed during the show that he was being held up by puppet strings and it was boring to watch. Well, I don't know. We laughed about that for years, but God, he was good and he could sing and he wrote those songs and he was a legend. Little Richard, James Brown, Jerry Lee Lewis, Buddy Guy, Chuck Berry, Rudy Sarzo playing bass in Whitesnake and Quiet Riot, licking his fingers and doing all these shapes. Don't go overboard with shapes. Do what's appropriate. Again, don't jump off something that you can't handle. Don't play an easy guitar solo and act like it's the hardest thing that's ever been done. Learn how to take a compliment. Somebody says, man, that set was great. You say, oh, we could have done this better. We screwed up that. Say thank you. Don't apologize, man. You might have expectations in your head that are so much bigger than what reality is. People are going to like your music if you're confident and you're good. Say thank you. Take the audience on a journey. That's why they came out to the bar. Some of your friends are coming out anyway. The other people are coming out to have some drinks and to see some music. They didn't come out to see a karaoke show. They came out to see live music. We don't use backing tracks and all that shit people use with the fake keyboards and the fake backing vocals. I don't believe in that. Be the party. You are the party. You are in a position to take the reins of this train and this horse and this thoroughbred and march that thoroughbred through the gates of rock legend. And that's what you got to do. Don't let go of those reins. Take them and be the guy that's going to lead them to the promised land of musical excellence. Be cocky, but don't be an asshole. Okay? Being a cocky asshole is not being a rock star. You have to walk a thin line between being cocky and confident. You have to be confident. If you're going to be a rock star frontman or a rock star drummer or a rock star keyboard player, you have to have an edge if you're going to go that route. Again, not every band, progressive rock bands like Yes and King Crimson, they're not throwing shapes. But rock and roll in the true sense, like a Jay Giles band or an Aerosmith or a Van Halen or a Judas Priest or an Iron Maiden, they're throwing shapes and they're confident and cocky a little bit because you have to be in that role, in my opinion. The audience is looking for that confidence because what you're projecting is something that they can't do. If everybody could do it, it wouldn't be special. If everybody could do it, it wouldn't be special and people wouldn't go out to see it. They'd stay at home and play, or they'd have their own band. But they don't. They're looking at you to take them on that journey. Again, I go out to see bands. I want to be sold. I'm a salesman also in my day job. Salesmen love to be sold something. As a singer and a performer, I love seeing a frontman or a guitar player that's kicking some ass. And I'm like, shit, I can't do that. I'm thinking, sometimes it gets me depressed. I'm like, shit, that guy's good. And he's crushing it and he's owning it. And it inspires me to work harder to get better. Because I do want to be good. right? We buy things from people that we like. We buy things from people that are selling us something well. We're selling the rock and roll attitude. I'll buy it even if I don't need it, right? I'll buy it twice. If everybody can do it, there's no reason to pay to see it live, right? If you're having fun, chances are your audience will have fun. Again, having fun is contagious. That's why we're out. This all being said, there's bands that are just so good and virtuoso that they don't need it. You know, again, Yes, and Grateful Dead, Fish, Wolfgang Van Halen. You know, new on the scene, right? They don't have to move around a lot because they're so damn good that they don't need to. Anyway, those are my thoughts on it. Have fun. We will catch you later. Subscribe to my channel. Check out my shows. Thanks a lot for getting me to 500 subscribers. Peace out. We'll see you later.